Hello. It is the Sunday demo, but on Monday. It's the 19th of June. Happy Juneteenth. Federal holiday, though looks like most of the stuff around me is open today, but of course no banks around. So we're a little bit bright today. Today will be the demo that is closest to the summer equinox, and so, or solstice, I should say, summer solstice. And so this is the brightest it's going to get. We got very sunny skies. There are a few clouds out there, but pretty sunny skies. So it is overly bright in here, and the sun is sort of this, as far as this way as it will go. From now on, it will be going that way as it changes its orbit and heads more southerly. So today we are going to be making a bat. I'm going to pull out a little bit of yellow that was from what I just made. Let me grab something out here. Okay. Colors I have pulled are white and gray and blues. And I actually, let's pull a little bit off of here. I could have used Drusilla. Remember, Drusilla's the new swing picker. I have here this nice big bag of locks, which it's hard to see because it just glares off the sun, but lots and lots of colored locks. These are BFL Gotland. Oh yeah, you can't see that at all. BFL Gotland from Terra Mia. I got them fairly early on in Wafa. She had been late with a package, and so she just sort of like used this as stuffing. And this would be something perfect for the swing picker. I'm going to pick up a lock that fell, by the way. Yeah, they're BFL crossed with Gotland, but you can see like how curly they are, right? And they're clean. Well, they're washed. They are. I'm going to pick you up in a second and show you something. I'm going to take you out of your little holster here. Hopefully I won't lose you. I have very little storage today. I don't know if you can see how dirty it is right here. You see how dirty that is? You might not be able to see with the sun. I've been using this. Okay. I'm doing some lock popping and getting a lot of debris out of them. Let's see if that'll work. It's just very, look at my hair. It's all shiny. And what I started off by doing this and then decided this was not the color I was going to use. It's a purple and pinks. Instead, I have this sort of cream and light blue aqua. This is so hard to see. I can see it better over here. So we're going to use this with white. Got a nice big bag of blue Firestar that I just got from Ellen at Fabric Heroes and Sundries. I sort of placed an order before this weekend and asked her to do me up a mix of colors in various sizes, whatever she sort of felt like and on hand. And I was particularly out of certain colors, so I need purples and I needed blues, and I don't think I have any greens. Greens is something else I still need. I have some very, very sort of a bluish silver with a little bit of VM in it, bamboo. I have got a little bio nylon in a color called Surf, which is sort of a bluish gray. And then out of this soft silk, there are some bits. There's some green bits, but there's some gray, pale. It's not white. Okay, that just looks white on camera. It's a very, very pale gray. So we're going to use that. I also have my water to hydrate because it's warm. But the ceiling fan is working and the AC is working, so I am happy. So I'm going to move my lock picker, which is just, this is a comb. It's a blending brush from Fancy Kitty. I don't use it as a blending brush. And I'm going to pull up my ginormous, this originally was a 4-pound bag of Cordell Cross. And I like it as a good base for medium bats. I've made a couple bats already today in the sort of yellowish, greenish family. now moving towards blues and bigger greens. So let's get started. So I'm going to pull that out, and then I'm going to set you up and see if I can do this without. It's just like I'm radiant, aren't I? Just with that gray hair reflects the light so well. Okay, so the question is going to be, can you actually see? Yes. Okay, so the shadow, you can see better over here than you can here, probably. Okay, so this Cordell Cross is a top. It goes on usually pretty easy. As it gets more full, it will cling to the liquor in. I like to really hold on to it on the feed tray. Otherwise, it will be sort of snapped up and get all sort of naughty. That was naughty as in bad, not naughty as making a knot. So there's some white. So I'm just going to grab these locks that have been pulled open. Most of the debris has fallen out. I'm just sort of like pulling them just a little bit more to see if any more falls out. That's the thing about BF. Oh, look at this. See, now that we have like a cloud over the sun, you can see so much more. The BFL has such tight curls that it's very easy for grass seeds, dirt, all sorts of things to get trapped in there. And so what I'll probably do with the rest of that bag is use it to practice on Drusilla. But I was still a little tired today, and so I really wasn't up for setting her up and playing with dangerous equipment. So I thought I would wait for a different day to do that. Got a little clump there. Let's pull that off. There. So that's the bamboo. So this is going to be a very pale bat for the most part. Okay, let's pull out some of this bio nylon. You can see it's a blue, it's like a light steel blue maybe. I'm sort of planning, I'd sort of forgotten that today was Juneteenth, and so like I don't get any mail, I can't mail anything today, I don't have any, trying to find the end of this. Oh, there's an end, there we go. And well, so I'm waiting for my sort of Square sales from this weekend to hit my account, because they said that they will send it on the 19th, which means tonight. Okay, so the only color we're missing here is this sort of gray soft silk, and this is just something you paint on as well. Just very faint. So we're going to get a variety of light grays on this, in with the blues. Okay, that's looking good. So let's just grab some more and keep layering. Okay, I can't see any comments yet, so I don't know if anyone has commented or if it's my phone being weird. I'll try and keep an eye on it, though with the really bright sun, it's hard for me to see the screen. Also, to make sure my app doesn't bounce me off, because all weekend long I was getting, you're running out of storage, and I'd delete things, and like I would make things go away, and I would have even less storage than I had before. It made absolutely no sense to me. But that kept happening over and over again. So yeah, you probably can see I've got some darker blue and some more sort of aqua colors, and then there's sort of a creamy and gray colors in here. I haven't used a lot of locks lately, so I'm trying, since I can't use Angelina right now because of the ceiling fans, I am probably going to try and use more locks. And also start using more things since I bought new materials at both Hoosier Hills and Des Moines. Okay, that blue is probably almost too strong for the other colors, but it's still kind of nice. Yeah, so the plan is tomorrow is mail some things out tomorrow and make at least 2 bats. And then I'm going to spend a good chunk of the day down at the Guild studio. I still have items from the last Star order that I got, 2 weeks ago or whatever, that I haven't dyed up yet. So there are some dresses, more of the boxy tops. I don't remember what else. I have some more of the sweet shells, which is that new short sleeve with the short tail waist top. Because I ordered multiples of those. So I'll do my, once I know how much I have in my account, I also have to, Yarn Barn had a mistake in their transaction, so I have to get that straightened out. So I think I owe them money. Square was just being really weird yesterday. Not yesterday. All over the weekend. But anyways, I'm gonna so most of the day down at my guild and dye those up. Also, oops, there's a big piece of VM right there. Now, some of the VM that's been in here has been little dirt bits, but then you get pieces of hay or things like that. Can't even tell if it's on the screen or not. And I'm supposed to have been working on a rug that I haven't been, so I've got to get working on that. At least I've wound up what I'm going to use for the edge, and I put that on a shuttle, but I haven't done anything else. I just couldn't decide on what weft to use. Now I've decided I'm going to do it in a white cotton, and then if I don't like it white, I can always dye it. So that's the plan. And then in the evening, I'm meeting up with the new sales and events coordinator because I am no longer the sales and events coordinator. Yay! And we recently did a clean of our storage room, which tends to be where we shove all sorts of things we don't know what to do with. And we found all sorts of fiber and yarn and so forth back there. I don't think I'll put that green in there. And so we're going to price it and have a members sale at our next meeting, which is Saturday. So it's both a WAFA weekend and a busy guild weekend because we have our summer potluck, which usually we have in August, but we're having in June this time, just because people's schedules worked out. And we had so we have a potluck and a meeting, and then we're going to have sort of that sale, and then we're going to spend part of the afternoon pulling items to take to the Sturgis Falls Craft Show, which is on Sunday. My WAFA sale, of course, is on Friday at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central. I finally have the time memorized. I'm number 4. Or number 4. Are we going to do that? Okay. And so, see, I didn't hold that down. It pulled up a little bit. There we go. And then later in that afternoon, I'm doing admin duties. And then Saturday morning is the guild things, and I'll start helping people get ready for Sturgis Falls. But then I will come back so I can do more adminning. And on Sunday, I will get up ridiculously early and go down to Cedar Falls and help set up the tent. Got a little piece of VM right there. Nice big piece of, looks like grass seed or something. Let's see, is that the, oh, there's some more VM. Okay, I will label this bat as having possible VM in it. Because obviously I didn't catch everything on the first time through. And I think I'm gonna bring my yarn and some scarves. So what we're vending is items made by the guild. So we'll have items that are in the guild shop that we'll bring, but I and several other of the members who also have our own sort of fiber arts businesses will have our items there as well with our member numbers on them. But I'm not going to bring any of the clothes. Like I said, I might bring scarves, but nothing to really try on. There won't be room. I'm not going to bring any bats because it's an outdoor event and the bat's sitting in the sun, even though we're under a tent. I donated after the debacle of the arts festival, I donated my tent to the guild. Because I'm like, I'm not using it anymore. No more outdoor shows for Erica. Anyway, so we we all bring our items and we take turns running the cash register and all that. And bats wouldn't sell anyways. No one would know what they were. But yarn might. I'll probably bring some jewelry. I can see that there's some comments, but I can't read them. It's hi, Tony and Janet. I can see that you are here. Okay, so that's going. I think this is going to be nice. Sort of a nice, more pastel bat, which I normally don't make, but. So much more. I think what I'm going to do for the rest of this, at least one more, I'm going to try and paint this on because I think otherwise it's just going to get all clogged up. So, do want to remind you if any of you are interested in going out to Colorado at the end of July, that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that last weekend, for the Front Range Fiber Arts Bash, which is being held at Small Acre Farm, Teddy and Toots Farm, out in Fort Collins, Colorado. Registration for that closes on July 1st, though there is a late registration until July 8th. So I've got 3 courses on the books. It looks like at this point only one is going to make, which is perfectly fine with me. I mean, I've been a teacher most of my life, but fiber arts teaching is a little more new to me, beyond just doing these demos. And so I think I have 3 or 4 students signed up for the Carding Art Bats class. So that's a 3-hour class where we talk you through some of the elements of how to make good art bats. And I get to go out to Teddy's farm, which is, Teddy and Toots farm, which I wanted to do so badly last year, but had that car trouble. So. Okay, this may be the last layer. Let's pull these. Some of these ended up staying more lock-like than being fuzzy. Let's do the bamboo next. I don't like to do the bamboo very, very last because it's so slippery. It can just sort of fall off the bat. So the bio nylon sticks pretty well. Pull it a little more. tiny bit of green mixed in there, but I think that's okay. This will just give you a little extra shimmer. We're going to be thinking of a name. In the pale moonlight, what do you think? That might work for a name. There's a little bit of green there, but I think that's okay. And then let's pop on some of this Firestar. That'll soup it up a little bit. It's gonna, because I will be fluffing it outward. It's gonna look more intense in color right now, but once I fluff it sideways, this will spread out. Okay, let me just see if there's any nice little, I might toss one or two more locks on here. Put them right there. I think that works better. Okay, just checking underneath to make sure none of the locks fell through. Maybe one that fell, but okay, that is what we're gonna do. Hello, Joanne. I can see the names, but the light is hitting the screen such that I can't read the comments. So I will go back and read comments afterwards. Oh, I like the Firestar in the sunlight. I don't know if you can see that. That is nice. So I'm going to go within the pale moonlight for the name, but if you're new to my demos, this is the point in which you try and guess how much you think this weighs. The Corridel Cross that I'm using as a base, I can usually get quite a lot on the drum, which means I have no idea how much this weighs. I suspect it weighs at least 2 ounces, but I could be wrong. I earlier made a bet that I thought was, oh yeah, this is like probably 2.5 ounces. It was 1.9. It was actually a really nice Cheviot. And it was great because I used the other half, so it was 1.9. I used the other half in something else, and it ended up being 3.1 because I'd used some other things with it. Okay, so time to take it off. So I've just broken the bat here at the doffer line. I always press it back down so that these ends don't catch against the liquor in. And now I'm going to grab this. Normally I stand in front and do this, and then I'm going to pull up. So I pull up and out and then down while rotating it. It's just a motion you have to practice till you get used to it. Corridel Cross comes off pretty well. There are certain things like alpaca tends to stick. There's some other breeds that like to hang on to the drum. Okay, so I'm going to just grab the whole thing around like that, roll it, getting not a lot of combing. Okay, so before I fluff, I don't know how much of that you can see. That's what it looks like. Got that nice shimmer. And now I'm going to step off camera for a second directly into the sun. Ooh. It's warm in this corner. And I'm just teasing out to the side so it's a little bit wider. Now you probably could blend this again, tear it into strips and put it back through. I'm not going to because I like the drama of the not overly blended bat. It would probably be okay because the locks are not very chunky. This bat is warm now from this moment in the sun. Okay. So probably still more blue than I wanted it, but okay, let's see if I can do it over here. Hang on, let me do this. I'm going to pick you up. Close your eyes if you get seasick. Okay. Think Oh, a cloud's coming. Quick, quick, a cloud is coming. Okay, so it's still bouncing off the white a lot. Okay. Does that help at all? Probably not. It just looks like a white glowing thing with blue stripes, which is kind of actually what it looks like. Once the sun goes away, I will take photographs so we can see what it looks like. So make your weight guesses. I see a couple there. Carol, if you're in honor of Carol, who I finally met at a show. She was at Hoosier Hills. We call her 2.57 Carol because that's what she always guesses. Let me turn this on. Okay, get that on there. Tear it out. Drum roll is. Let me just make sure I did that right. Yes. Okay. Yeah, it feels thin, but it's not. The answer is, oh, stop bouncing around. 2.72. I think. 2.7, it keeps bouncing back and forth. I will reweigh it afterwards. So it's about 2.72. So, yeah, so far Joanne might be closest. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, Tony, you underguessed this time. Sorry. Soft silk is wandering over. Yeah, everything just like reflects the light, doesn't it? Okay, so in the pale moonlight, I will post pictures of when I can actually take the photos I normally take. I take on that wall where all the sun is right now, so I'm not taking photos till tonight. But yeah, so this will be in my waffle sale on Friday at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central. I keep saying it over and over again so I actually remember when it is. There will be an album afterwards because I know people have to work. Okay. And so you can watch the video afterwards. You can look at the album after work and see what's left. I'm hoping to get a bunch of bats ready so there will be enough for everybody. Okay. So just let you know, I have Wednesday morning demo on WAFA at 10 Central, 11 Eastern, and then the Zoom spin along on Thursday night. I'm busy. Yeah. Okay. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. I've got a funny meme about that tomorrow. And yeah, I will see you all around. I'll go back and read through all the comments. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.